This computer. All right. It says I'm recording. Okay. Oh my gosh. Is this really Dana? I don't believe it. I do not believe that Dana Davis is on this line. Is it really you?
Yes, ma'am, it is. Hi.
Dana! Dana! Where you been?
Hi. Well, I'm everywhere. We have to catch up.
We have definitely got to catch up, beautiful.
Yes,
I so
yes,
miss you,
yes.
girl. Golly.
This-
It
yes,
is
I'm
so
excited. I
amazing.
was like, this was perfect timing. I'm like, I have the time. I'm driving, but I wanted to make sure that we connected.
I am so glad that you're here. Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm excited. So I'm just gonna wait really quickly.
Oh, Dana. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm tickled. Now you have really, now I'm gonna tell you, you made my day. This fulfilled my
Aw.
quarter. I feel like my cup has been filled. I'm like, I have not
Aw.
even talked to you. So I'm excited.
Oh, yes, me as well. Well, I'm gonna go back on mute, but I am here.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get started because this is a recap. So, because it's a recap, I don't want to spend all the time talking, but I do want to share some stuff with y'all. I'd like to, all of my meetings kind of start out with prayer. So I'm going to ask America Supermom, come on and pray us in today. And then we'll get started. We're just going to recap what we've already covered already in every one of the producers forum since February. So we have one February, March, and April. And I'm going to go through that today. And then I'll leave plenty of time for Q&A.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Thank you, Lachelle.
you're welcome. Let's get ready to pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us all together. We thank you for this time of
Yes, God.
intentionality around business building. So we just
Yes,
ask
God.
that you be with us. We pray for traveling mercies for those that are on the call and are driving. Keep them safe from hurt, harm, and danger. And we just pray for clarity and continued success as we move forward in another quarter with Zonda
Yes.
TV Network. We believe it done in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Okay, thank you for that, Lachelle. Let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm gonna share my screen. And here we go. Lachelle, I'm gonna also, oh well, I done got all crazy now. Let me see if I can let these people in. I'm gonna stop share. Oh gosh. Stop share. And then I'm gonna make you co-host. So you
Okay.
could let these people in because Amanda. Where they at though? Oh, there they are. View, emit all. And then I'm going to go to Lachelle and give you co-host. And then that way you can keep letting people in for me.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hey, Nina.
Hey, Sandra.
It's good
Good
to
to
see you.
you too. I said, let me show my face. Then we'll go off camera for a minute, but I'm right here.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, well, we're going to get started. So this is a quarterly recap.
Okay.
Well, if it want to look right. Okay. Let me know. Thumbs up. Y'all can see my screen. Yeah, this is a quarterly recap. Your brand really does matter. But we need to really focus on the power of your digital footprint. One of the things that I have been experiencing in 2026 is really telling people about having, that we're in a digital e-commerce society. Ooh, that's Stephanie. What's up, Stephanie? I just saw your face. Um,
Hey,
hey, girl, good to see
Hey.
you too. That we have to have a digital footprint, you guys. In our last meeting, I talked about the Plano studio. They're imploding it. Literally, they are. We ain't gonna have no Plano studio no more because it was in a mall. A developer came in with a whole bunch of money and he's going to turn it into a multi-use space where there's apartments and stuff on the top and then restaurants and different things on the bottom. So if you think about just a mall in itself, right? Things are just changing and everything is becoming digital. If you think about Uber Eats and everything that is happening is very digital. So as a small business entrepreneur, we have to have a digital landscape. Now that is just all it is to it. So I've really been on kind of a little crusade talking about the power of having a digital footprint. And I've been talking about that for the last 8 years, really. But I'm really on it right now because if I was to do an assessment, I believe that small business has a visibility crisis. They don't even realize that they're in crisis, but they are. They think that if I'm on social media, I'm being visible. Visible is one thing, but I'm going to talk about the power of authority because you can be visible, but you need to have authority. And so we'll talk about that today. We also talked about the elevator pitch ad experience that's called Zandra TV Network Brand Spotlight. Everybody needs an elevator pitch. Period. And if you could have an elevator pitch on TV with your own QR code, then you could put that elevator pitch everywhere. It could be on your link tree. It could be on social media. It could be on your website. It could be, you could send it out in an email campaign. Just think of all the ways that you could use that one piece of video. And it's something that you could do on your own. Everybody want to be doing selfies anyways. Use your phone and make an elevator pitch and make sure that you get on TV. So we talked about that last month. But let's go and dive into understanding your digital footprint because I think you all need to understand that videos and live stream and social media posts and website link tree and publications, these are all methods by which you increase your digital footprint. Now, you'll see in a slide in a little bit that I talk about what is your Google footprint because whether anybody want to admit it or not, Google is the source of truth. So all of these things that you're doing, you need to be repurposing your content into things like, oh, I can take that video, transcribe it, and use it as a blog. That will help your digital footprint. Or how about I take this video, I transcribe it, put a header and a footer on it, and create a podcast. There's so many things that you can do. And so our goal is to help entrepreneurs understand what it takes in order to be visible and have authority in the media. Now, that's it. When you think of media, don't think of TV. Think of media all across the board, right? There's all types of media. You know, Lachelle is on here, and I just have to brag on her. You know, she has dug her heels in the ground to be America's supermom. She should be doing it. You know, she got 15 children, y'all. You know, she got a lot of kids. So she has embraced her personal life and built it into her business strategy. But it ends up being things like, yep, I'm on TV at Zandra TV, but I just got picked up to go do an interview on the Portia show. So, and then out of that came a $500 gift certificate for dinner at a different restaurant because a man was so enthralled with that. And then, you know, it's like a snowball effect. If you really dig your heels in the ground and be known for what you do, it really does change your trajectory. And so I just want to encourage our clients that they have to have a digital footprint. It is not an option, it's a requirement. So remember I told you I was going to talk about Google. Google is the source of truth. And I want to remind y'all that when Google first started, I actually was in the Bay Area working for Intel. And do you know that all Google had was a few news articles? And the font on Google was like 20, 24, maybe even 36. It was so big. I was like, dang, you know, but it would only be a few things on one page. It wasn't like multiple pages. It just was nothing. Now Google has images, videos, news, shopping, short videos, and even more than that, logos. They're tracking everything about you. And here's my point. You have to have a good position on Google in order to come up in the feed. So you got to own your search results. You got to build trust and credibility. You got to control your own narrative. Like I told about America's Supermom. She's been doing that for the last 7 years, 8 years. So guess what? People see her as that. I thought it was amazing that somebody came to the studio and they was like, "Oh, this is where America's Supermom. I know her. I know her from Clubhouse." Now, when people know you from Clubhouse, it ain't nothing but a voice. So to me, that's what you're trying to do. You want to increase your opportunities. And we know that visibility, leads to partnerships, speaking engagements, and growth. And that's what our entrepreneurs really want to see happen. In fact, that's what we want to see happen for ourselves, right? So we have to be a shining example of what this is. All right. Let's talk about, entrepreneurs and, really the player in the game. And so I had a meeting today, you guys, and I told the folks, I said, if you really are not figuring out your digital footprint and your digital strategy, you're going to find that you're not going to have the authority and you're not going to be able to control your online presence, right? So a real entrepreneur who succeeds long-term treat their digital footprint as a strategic asset. This is big. It's not like, oh, well, maybe I'll do it. No. And when entrepreneurs tell y'all, oh, I like to be in the background. Well, how you gonna own a business and be in the background? You need to be in the forefront, right? So that's another opportunity for us to work with them, to teach them how to get in the forefront of their business. Because people really don't buy your website. They don't buy your logo, your color scheme. They actually buy you. And so that's really, really critically important. Another thing that we talked about this quarter is invisibility and the lack of authority and credibility. And that's what we are finding with entrepreneurs, that they're invisible and they don't even know they're invisible. Like, don't nobody know nothing about you, and so we often find they don't have a website, they don't have a link tree, or they got an outdated website. They have little or no SEO visibility. No thought leadership content. They don't have any interviews that are popping up on Google. And their expertise is just not being reflected digitally. And that to me is a slow death of your business. Anytime nothing meaningful appears when their name is searched is a problem. And so when I say meaningful, a lot of times people go, because I challenge people all day long, go out after we have this call, put your name in Google. Now, a lot of people like to say, well, the reason why you're number one and you're the 15 pages is because your name is Zandra. And I'm like, no, that ain't it. Because when you really look at it, there's lots of articles written, there's lots of press releases, there's lots of interviews, there's a lot of everything. So you got to be everything. You just can't be in one lane, y'all. You just can't have press. You also need images, you need videos, because Google is tracking all of that. And so all of it is important. And these entrepreneurs got to get on the move. Okay, we talked about why entrepreneurs care. And here's the thing. When I read this slide, I said I did cover this slide in our monthly producers forum. But then I was like, why entrepreneurs don't even realize that they should care. This is what this slide should say, but we don't want to insult nobody, right? When we're actually using the slides. But I don't even think entrepreneurs even understand that they need to care about it. And really understanding that visibility is not enough, that they have got to establish authority. Because if you look at the way things are changing, even with AI, You have to have authority. Like, if you can't put something in AI and get something back written about you, or, one day I have to tell y'all this is so funny. I kind of was a little down and out, and I was like, and my granddaughter went to Alexa and said, "Who is who is Sandra Evans?" And Alexa came back, "Oh, she's a trailblazer." And she was just saying all this stuff about me. And I started feeling good. I was like, "Oh, okay, let me sit up." I was feeling kind of down and out. But then when I said Alexa know about me, Alexa know about Zandra TV Network and what we do and positive programming. And I was like, dang, I didn't even think Alexa would have anything, right? But my granddaughter was like, "Well, let's see what Alexa said about you," because I was sitting down and out. If Alexa got to tell me that, I'm good with that. AI will tell you too. And that we are one of the top, TV networks for positive programming. So I'm just saying, you got to feed it. You got to feed this system. And your entrepreneurs that you're working with have to feed the system. That's just all it is to it. There's no other way around it. All right. So now let's talk about the visibility crisis, because I do want to touch on that again, because I think we need to talk about it. Here's the deal. Now, and so this is why TV is so important. Audience now spend 3 hours per day streaming. I'm talking about period. And that's like on average. That ain't like, oh, everybody is 3 hours. It's on average about 3+ hours per day. And it's a totally untapped market. When you think about streaming TV, we as entrepreneurs never had access to TV other than our local broadcast that what percentage of us get to go to the local broadcast and be interviewed for 5 to 7 good minutes? Maybe 1%, 2%. It's not much. But here's the thing. If 82% of the internet traffic is video, everything we need to be doing is video. Period. A lot of video, because we know that drives traffic. And then the third thing is households trust what they see on TV. It's ingrained in us. Like, if it's on TV, oh, that look good, I'm gonna order that. We don't even know if it worked. And more than likely, we ain't gonna return it if it don't work, right? So again, Go Shop America is behind me because we believe that small business entrepreneurs should be able to be on TV with their products, services, their books, anything that they have to sell, and touch an untapped market. This is an untapped market. It's new. It's still new. It's still fresh. We're still in the learning stages. So to me, every entrepreneur needs to dip their toe into streaming TV. Not because I have TV, not because we have TV, but because what they gonna do? I mean, I feel like entrepreneurs are gonna wait until it's costly again, because it will become out of our realm of what we can afford. It's going to do that, because you got to think about ABC, CBS, and NBC were the top three. And now they're no longer the top three. The top three is Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. And without those three, you can't see CBS, NBC, or ABC. Right? So things have changed. So if you look at our reach, 800 million homes, streaming TV distribution places your brand in homes across the globe and or geographically. But the real part of this slide is this is exposure marketing at scale. Oh, excuse me. This is exposure marketing at scale. In 2024, we had 8.3 million views. In 2025, we had 10.2 million views. Listen, I never even thought 8 years ago that we would ever see 10 million views. I was like, we got 10 million views. That's a lot. That's a lot of views, right? But this is how brands will start to monetize, right? Because you'll be seen in places that your competitors are not there. So entrepreneurs need to get on board now. So then let's talk about what TV visibility does instantly. And this is the only thing I had another call today, and I told him, I said, now listen, we're going to do this together. But if we do this, I really need to level set that one time being on TV is not going to make your phone ring. Your cash register is not gonna ring up dollars. It's not happening. And the reason being is because how many times people have to see you. But the thing about TV visibility, instantly it says it elevates your brand, it builds trust, positions you as being established, and the last thing is separates you from your competitors. Anytime people see something on TV, you believe that it's true. I mean, it's kind of like, oh, really? That's why people watch the news and then they go like, "Did you know?" And is the story really regurgitated that way? I'm not, the point I'm making is, if it's on TV, we believe that it's established and that it's trustworthy, and it really elevates one's brand. And so that's what we do instantly on TV. So then let's talk about one video. I am the woman version of Gary Vee without the profanity. Y'all done heard me say that before. At the end of the day, one video has endless uses. So get one good video and then put it on your website and social media and email signatures and events and media. Put it on Instagram, put it on Linktree, put it in an email campaign, put it in your media kit, put it in an event calendar. Do you understand what one piece of content can do for you? Now, you might say, well, I could do that with my phone. I could do that, whatever. You could, but here's the deal. People don't really see it as viable when we are holding up our phone doing it like that. But when we're having a commercial or an interview where we're, in front of the camera, it makes a difference. And so entrepreneurs need to gain that kind of credibility. It just changes the game. It's just like, I'm going to keep on using Lachelle being on the Portia show. She was on that show. It creates gravitas and credibility for her as an entrepreneur. And we're so happy to be attached. But at any rate, okay, let's look at this. Okay, this is perfect for. Have y'all ever had people that you talk to them and they like, oh, I don't know. I just got a landscaping business. I don't think I don't need to be global. No, you need to be local. And so we can do that. We can create commercials for a local and literally drop it in the neighborhood they want to grow their business in, right? We'll develop the commercial. We'll develop the script. We'll develop the video. We do the whole thing for them and then send it where they want it. So this is, when I talk about streaming TV, it's not people asking, well, who's your ideal client? And I was like, if you breathing and got a business, I don't know. It's hard for me to narrow that down. I don't care who you are. If you have a business, you should be on TV. So let's take local businesses wanting more reach. They should have a commercial. They should have a press release. Period. Okay, I was in a meeting and I said, I just had to do a poll. I said, how many of you all have had a press release written telling people that you were in business? It was crickets, y'all. Nobody had done it. And I was like, do you think that maybe people in Nebraska might want to buy your book or tell somebody that live in Dallas or Colorado or wherever you are about your business? And so press releases, commercials, that's good for any local business wanting more reach, period. And then if I think about authors could be on Go Shop America. They could have an interview. They could have a commercial. They could have a press release. What are we waiting on? We just did an article with one of our producers because he just released a book, The Success of a Man or something like. I might get the title wrong, but at the end of the day, what we found is that Brains Magazine actually endorsed it and sent it out to their following. So who's happy about that? 22,000 people saw that. right? But if you don't get in front of the audience, what's going to happen? It's a slow leak. It's a hard road to hoe if you think about it. Okay, let's talk about online stores. Every online store should be on Go Shop America. Online stores should have commercials like, hey, come buy my product, and have a QR code where people can go. All right, what about organizations that want credibility? So I think about a lot of times chambers. We don't even know what the chamber doing. Why don't the chamber have a brand spotlight? That's a whole lane that all of y'all could go in your local city and sell a brand spotlight to the chamber with a custom QR code and a link so that they could then use that for all of their publication. But it's professionally done. They could have a commercial about their chamber. I mean, chambers want to grow too. And so that would be really awesome. And we could drop those commercials wherever they like them. All right, let's talk about coaches and consultants building authority, right? They should have commercials, interviews, press releases, and these are just short lists. I could have put a whole bunch of stuff on here, but I was like, I'm just trying to keep us in a lane of understanding. When you get this deck, you should be looking at this and figuring out where do you want to spend your time to make additional revenue for yourself. And there's storefronts to drive foot traffic. If you got a storefront, you still need a commercial, and you probably should be on Go Shop America because that's your digital footprint, right? And then brands ready to scale. If you're ready to scale, you should have a brand spotlight. You should be interviewed. You should have press release. You should have a commercial. And that's just all it is to it. If you're ready to scale, that's what should be happening. You can't just play in one lane. You kind of got to be everywhere. All right. Let's go into why Zandra TV. And y'all already know this. We're the most affordable access to streaming TV. You can target your ideal audience by being on Zandra TV. Professionally produced content by our folks and then placed on major streaming platforms. A lot of times a marketing agency, because that's who we are. We're really a marketing company. Marketing companies don't own TV distribution. And so that puts us in a really unique situation. And that's all of us. Every producer on this call, you own TV. And you don't have to build it. You already have it. Maluna, what did you send me, Maluna? You said something. Could people, I don't know, it was something about like studio. And I was like, well, the studio's all of ours. It's all of our studio. We should be saying we have a studio headquartered in Dallas and we can put you on TV. I mean, everybody can do that. It doesn't make any difference whether you're in Dallas or not. Now, here's some supportive services. We went through these in the previous sessions too. And these supportive services actually enhance your digital footprint. So National Press Release, Magazine Press Plus National, and then ZTV Fusion, which is the video email system. Where else can you pay a one-time fee of $179 and then $20 a month and create up to 5 minutes of video and use over 30,000 already created templates for you? So to me, this is, you gotta start playing in the field, right? Period. You gotta start playing. And so as you talk to your clients, you should figure out how can I get them to actually start playing. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I don't know why this just fell on me. When I was in corporate, I worked for DaVita, and that was one of the jobs I worked for. I worked for Intel and DaVita. That's the only two companies I ever worked for. But when I was working for DaVita, I ran the sales organization. And I used to tell my sales folks, I managed 17 states, and I would tell them, when you go in the dialysis center and talk to people about buying into the service of medication delivery to the facility, if you talk to them with like it's about money, they can see money in your eyes. This is not about money. This is about the mission. And so you got to be clear. This is the mission to literally change the trajectory of an entrepreneur and so that we can stay in business. That's what we're here to do, stabilize and stay in business. And so people can tell, you know what I'm saying? This ain't about money. This is about the mission. Let's get people on service and get them really going in the direction they need to. Now, there's been a shift, the trust shift. So, there's a lot of fatigue. Audiences are increasingly fatigued by algorithms. Y'all know these algorithms on this. Listen here. This whole algorithm situation on social media is a killer. I work with Lachelle and meet with her every week. We be trying to talk about, okay, this is what we need to do. How are we going to, the SEO need to carry into this, and we got to do, you have to have strategy. And I don't think the average entrepreneur knows what to do. I barely know what to do. I'm like, okay, we need to do this. We got to do this. All of these things kind of come together, right? But here's the thing, meaningful. Viewers are shifting towards meaningful content, right? Seeking curated experiences that foster deeper understanding and authenticity, right? That's really what people are looking for, right? And that actually is what gives you authority when it's meaningful content and it's curated. And so that's what we have done at Zandra TV, is try to curate what is happening, right? That's why we have the categories that we have, the type of shows that we're doing, and then the marketing that we do is to create a curated experience. And I'll show you a curated experience in just a little bit. All right. So here are all the things, y'all. We can do custom emails through video email. We can do press releases, regular articles, vlogs, blogs, commercials. Look, I feel like tomatoes, beans, greens. No, we can do all these things, right? And then we can do fulfillment too, because we have a fulfillment center in Fort Worth. But at the end of the day, Go Shop America, all the things we do, show production, interviews, everything that we do is helping to establish a digital footprint. And I think it's a pretty easy sale, if you want to call it a sale. But I think I told somebody today it's EduSale. I'm an EduSale. I ain't trying to just sell you. I'm educating you. This is true. I know that if my PR agent had not written a press release on me every 10 days for the first 18 months in business, I would not be where I am today. Period. End of discussion. That created my digital footprint. So that when it was time for us to start doing press releases and magazine articles and using Zandra TV, it was an automatic pickup by media outlets. And so that's what we worked on. And so I'm grateful for that. Okay. I want to talk about deals because one of the producers says, Audrey, could you send me like some deals, like how you do deals and how you craft them and form them and shape them? And I said, you know what? If she's asking me for that, I bet somebody else needs that too. So here's how you structure a deal, y'all. You start with the core economics. Give, take. Like, what are you giving? How much does it cost? That's why I give y'all the cost sheet. This is what it costs you to do it, and this is the suggested retail. You shouldn't go any lower than that, but you can go higher if you want to, right? Because it's your business. You got to break the deal into components, like that it makes sense. You just can't be like throwing stuff on the wall like spaghetti, like, oh, in that hope it stick. Oh, but I'm gonna give you this, and it don't all go together, right? That's crazy. It's got to align incentives, and this is where most deals fail. We don't align the incentives. Like, what is the incentive? What is the goal for the entrepreneur? But what is the goal for you as the supplier in order to create a win-win? You gotta have that. So I can't just go like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. No, you gotta have, it's gotta work. You gotta define clear metrics. And what we have done, thank God that we have had the time to be able to provide the metrics. If you do a press release, we guarantee you 125 media outlets. Guarantee. You're going to get 125, but most people get 300. And so then it's like, oh my gosh, right? But what good is 125 outlets if I don't teach you how to leverage that by posting it on LinkedIn where business people are? And make it so you need to make noise, right? On your social platforms. You need to make noise on your link tree. You need to make noise on your website. You need to make noise by putting it in a landing page and sending it out. It's all kinds of things that you can do. So that's why I say we're in edutainment. I'm trying to educate you on how to make this work, right? And then you have to plan the downside. And we skip this. And what is the downside? So I'm going to give you an example of a downside. So the first time we run a geo-targeted campaign and it comes back and it says 66,000 in 30 days. That's how many impressions it got. But if you run a second campaign with that same commercial, but we change the demographics and we change the location, you need to plan that might not come in at 66 or greater. It might come in at 40 because we don't know what this new demographic is going to do. We know what the existing one did, but we don't know what a new demographic will do. That's an example. And a lot of times we'll skip this, right? And then the last thing is keep it simple. I mean, really, come on, be serious. Seriously, keep this thing simple. Don't make it all complex. Now, here's my thing. Now, if I'm gonna earn $10,000 or $5,000 or $1,000, does it make any difference if I get all the $1,000 up front or I get the $1,000 over time? Meaning that you take a reasonable down payment and then you could have monthly payments, right? What does that do for you? That creates recurring revenue in your own business. And one of the things that investors and people look at is, what's your recurring revenue? Yeah, you could try to go get new business all the time and charge the full price, 100%, give it to me right now. But recurring revenue is something that you can count on over time, right? But here's the thing. You got to have teeth in your contracts. Okay. All right. Now let's go to this. I'm going to show y'all. So Maluna had asked me, can you show us a deal example, right? And so I had a client. And I did a discovery call. She was very interested, and she has a lot of different businesses, like a whole bunch of different businesses. I was like, Jesus, she got a lot of different businesses. So I was like, we gotta ease her in, right? I'm gonna ease you in. So I said, we start with a media assessment, right? Let's start there first. Pay the $39. You see how we're easing them into the pricing. And then we'll go through that media assessment, and it is absolutely going to say she going to need a national press release. I promise you it's going to say that because I know she's probably not done that. So then we come into national press release. She paid $50, and then we'll put that on a payment plan. Right? Then people are like, wow, that's good. And one of the things that we do is we get busy right away. And then I said, we could do a brand spotlight. We could do and that would get her an elevator pitch on TV. And we could do a custom link for that. And we could charge her $95 and then another $7.95 for that. So now that's that's over $1,500, right? $1,600 really, when it's all said and done. So the total price came to $1,774. Her down payment is only $284, and she has a balance of $1,490. And we could break that $1,490 out any way we want to. $1,490, you could pay once a quarter, 3 payments or 4 payments. You have to figure out what works for you, right? But this is how you craft a deal. Then people can really say, I can see myself doing this. And we've been 8 years in business. This is how I do business, y'all. Period. It's just the best way because Small business entrepreneurs have a limited budget. You could charge 50% up front. I don't even care about that. You can do that. But you got to make it reasonable so that people will go ahead and do business with you. All right. Then I said, okay, that'll be your 2026. So $1,700. We ain't even started yet. It's almost June. So they, it's a nice little, ticket item, but it will dip her toe into her digital strategy. But phase 2, I went hard. I said, okay, so January to December, let's get you engaged. We'll do a live or virtual 30-minute TV interview. It's $99 to get started, but it costs you $1,500 just for the interview. We'll do a national and international press release. Remember, you could do a national or you could do national, international. That's $995. It's only $50 to get started. And then what about a TV commercial? Because all this stuff that she got going on is a TV commercial. And I'm thinking it could be featured on Amazon, Roku, and Apple. We could do it for a year. Social media cross-promotional campaign and a 10,000 email promotion through ZTV Fusion. At the end of the day, the total price of this package was $11,243. I gave her a VIP discount because I figured out what my cost is. You have to be able to do that. I said, well, now you're a VIP because you know what? You did business with me in 2026. If you sign up for this, then you'll be a VIP client. We'll take $1,200 off your package. Your balance is $10,043. You do a $500 deposit, and that leaves a remaining balance of $95.43 that we will divide over 6 or 8 months. See? So that's kind of how, this is one example. I'm not saying everybody should do this. I'm just telling you, this is how you got to start thinking about it when you're talking to your clients. Okay. Let me give you another example. So y'all know I'm crazy. So let me first talk about my craziness. Somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn. And I said, I think this is amazing that you have 100 authors. And I was and have been, Amazon best-selling author. And I said, I've been just, we developed a system that I think every author should be involved in because what happens is a bell curve. When you're getting ready to get the book released and it's a lot of activity and you doing everything to be a bestseller on Amazon and you go up here and you sell books and then it starts to curtail off and you become a book peddler with books in the trunk of your car. And people go, oh, yeah, I got one in my car. They run out and get it and sign it and give you $10. I don't want to be a book peddler. I said, but a book will stay alive if it's on TV because that's another angle for them. So they came back to me and said, tell me more. Bottom line is I just sealed the deal on this contract. 100 authors. And here's the deal. I created the Author Spotlight TV media package. What's included, a 30-minute interview and all the things that they're going to get. And the book is going to be featured on Go Shop America for 12 whole months. They're going to get a 30-second sizzle reel. They're going to get a social media promo campaign. This is what we do anyways, but you flesh it out to make it look grandiose, right? And then I told them why it matters. Authors deserve visibility beyond crowded social feeds. Television reaches audience who may not be active on social media. I didn't told them the whole thing they need to know, right? I told them that this is an untapped market and they would buy your book too on Go Shop America. But you're going to have a TV interview. And if you're on Go Shop America, you get an interview on Go Shop America. You're getting all of these things, right? They're going to market it. They're the trusted advisor. So I ain't even in it. They gonna market it and sell it whenever they click the link and pay and guess what my deposit is? $25 because I don't really care because it's bigger ticket once they get in it. So $25, but that $25 kicks off everything that needs to happen. A discovery call. From the discovery call comes the actual booking of the interview. Once the interview is booked, I invoice this author, the publishing company, and the publishing company pays me. Duh. Right? I'm just saying. What are we doing here? And guess what? Every publishing company needs this. They need it. If they want to become digital and change the game, they need this. So with that, I'm kind of done. I'm going to stop sharing. And this is Q&A. Y'all ask the questions you need to ask, because in my mind, y'all have it. We got a gold mine. We can really do anything we want to do. It's by putting the work down and really deciding this is what I'm going to do. But you got to have a way to get people into your castle. When I say get them into your castle, y'all know I'm Discovery Call. I'm the information queen. You come to my informational on the 30th. You know, I always got an informational. ZTV Fusion informational starts June 18. Yeah. What do y'all think? Yeah, did you get the video? Kenneth Alexander, did you get the video?
The video.
I sent you a video of your book.
Oh, no, I didn't see the video yet. You sent, when did you
Okay.
send it?
Maybe about 45 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, no. I
Okay,
didn't.
no problem. Check it out. Let me know your thoughts.
Okay,
So
cool.
what we're doing with Ken, so I'm just going to tell y'all what we're doing here. We're actually taking this book, doing a little bit of a trailer to represent one chapter, and then we're going to do it as a as a vertical micro drama and put it in our trending section. And then on each side of it is going to be ads running. So we're excited about that too. Yeah. I'll send it to your phone. All right. What questions do y'all have? Y'all ain't got no questions. Well,
No,
then just unmute and
I
say
have a
hi,
question.
Zandra.
I have a question, Zandra.
Yeah.
If I want a commercial done, but I want it done in Gilmer at the store, we could do that.
Honey, all things are possible if you only believe.
Okay.
Click
I
your
do.
heels.
I do.
Yeah, no, we can absolutely do that. I mean, we can
Uh-huh.
absolutely do a commercial there. Now, we'd have to craft that out, and we got to make sure that we got
Yeah.
the right people. We need to have the store kind of full. You know,
Hmm.
we can talk about it. You absolutely
Okay.
can do a commercial on Gilmer.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Yes. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Getting
Okay.
better and better.
Uh,
It's getting better and better.
what's getting better and better?
Everything.
Oh, good.
Uh,
Thank you, Jesus.
when does Shopping Network start? Go Shop America launch?
June 29. Maybe the weekend before Father's Day, but I ain't commit to that. Monday the 29th. But if we get it earlier, we'll be earlier. But June 29th. We're in actually post production, and we're doing post production right now. And we got a couple other things. Ken is sending his book. I want Larry to send his book. We got a couple other books and products that we need to feature. And so we're going to film one last time on May 29
Yeah, my book
and
should come
put
in tomorrow.
right
Tomorrow
on.
or Thursday. Sent
Keep
to the
hope alive.
lady. Keep the book
That's
in the
awesome.
lady.
Okay, perfect. It'll be there. And so we want to do the last push to get as many people in as possible. So we're excited. Yeah. Stephanie?
Yeah, I have a couple questions.
Yes.
Uh, on the books,
Yeah.
are they digital, or are we? And I know you talked about it before, but I don't remember, so I'm
That's
asking.
okay. What you asking?
So with the books, are when they go and they shop and they buy the books, are we like getting the information to ship the books to them, or okay, okay? So
Absolutely.
I don't have any more questions then,
Yeah,
because
no,
I didn't
you
know.
would, yeah, you ship the book to them. Now, if you got a downloadable book that downloaded this QR code, and that could happen too. But it's really to ship the actual book out. I mean, and so we've
Okay,
asked all of the authors to send their book to the studio so we could show it and really, showcase it. Yeah.
okay. Okay, I'm trying to turn all of mine into digital. So um, that's part of why I was asking. But it's because, like, when I go places and I'm by myself, then I don't, I've had some books taken. So just leaving
Yeah,
them
yeah.
out and me not being able to man the table is why I want to turn mine into digital. So with the
And
way
you
you're doing,
can. You
yeah,
can, and like, you can download this book, this QR code, and it'll go, and do that. And, yeah, we can, that's feasible as well.
okay, I like the way y'all
Yeah.
are doing it because then the author can sign it and ship it, and I love doing that. But I'm
Yeah.
now I'm just trying to change the way I'm doing it. Thank you. That's what I had.
You're welcome. Get with me now. I need some bullying.
So I do,
I
yes, I
need
do
some
have one
bullying
request.
back on the
I
channel.
got three of them. I'm fixing
Okay. Sounds good.
a lot of editing.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess I
Okay.
do have a question with regard to fulfillment with the books. Because, I mean, if it's a hit on Go Shop America, a lot of people are going to order, uh, right then and there. So, uh, I mean, is that part of sending books to the fulfillment center and the fulfillment center shipping?
Yeah, that is absolutely an option. I told Dr. Maluna yesterday, for the soft launch at the end of June, I want y'all to kind of, let's try to self-manage, because the fulfillment center is doubling in size, and so they're in the process of moving to another fulfillment center. And so I want them to get stabilized so that we could go back and have that same conversation about what is it going to cost for y'all to get y'all's books fulfilled through them. So yeah, there's a fulfillment center, but there's a cost associated with it. Not
Yeah, of
crazy
course.
cost. Well, it was crazy cost at first, wasn't it, Dr. Maluna? It was crazy cost, and so we just need to work out the cost structure for y'all. Yeah, you're planning for a big hit. You should be planning for a big hit.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot with this book. Hey, yesterday, Cortina has a book, and she has done a video for it, and sent in the video today or last night, and we looked at it, and we're going to put that video on as well. So this thing is about how do we rise together, right? That's the key. Rising together, everybody helping each other. So I'm excited about your book too, Cortina, and being able to put that on TV. Yeah. Any other questions? You're welcome, Cortina.
I don't have
Amy, you
any
got
other
any
questions. Just
questions?
wanted to.
Oh, go ahead, Dana.
I was just going to say, I'm so glad that I was able to join and hear some of the exciting things that are going on. So definitely looking to connect. I do have questions, but I don't want to join you. I don't want to, monopolize the time right now. But I'll be looking forward to connecting and talk a little bit more about some things that
Okay. That sounds good, Dana. I'm so glad to see you.
glad to see you as well.
Yeah. Uh, anything else? Amy, I was shouting out you. Do you have any questions, any comments, anything?
I don't right now. I'm just kind of absorbing this all in. This is all so new to me. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for letting me do. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
We're excited. Welcome, 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 Amy.
Thank
All
you.
right. Okay, y'all, if there's nothing else, Kavaka, you got a question? You not on mute, making sure.
Oh
She's
no, I didn't. But I was just typing in the chat that this was a great training, and I learned more and more every time. And I'm just, I'm proud to be here as always. And I'm just looking to how I can be a better asset in the future for Zandra Network.
I appreciate you, Kavaka.
You're
All
welcome.
right, y'all. Anita, you got anything? Anybody? I'm closing it down. Anybody? Okay, all
I'm
minds are
in
clear.
two. I'm in two meetings, but hopefully we get the recording. I appreciate it, Zandra. Thank you so much for
All
everything,
right.
always.
All right. I think you're recording yourself, so you should have them. But I will be sending them tonight. So, all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. When is our next meeting? In June, right? Let me see when it is. June 9th. Mark your calendars. June 9 is our next producer forum. And we're going to take yet another one of our ancillary services and cover it in great detail. And I'm thinking what we're going to spend time on is distribution. Like, how do you talk to people about distribution? Today, just so that y'all know, people are starting to call like just because they finding us and like, do you think you could be our production company for a movie? And I was like, well, we could be, I don't know, what is it? So, but you got to be able to know that the thing that we have that nobody else has. And so, y'all hold on to this. A production company does not have distribution. They produce content, they turn it over to the people, and then the people have to go find some place to distribute it. When we produce something, we automatically distribute it to TV. And so that makes us really, really uniquely different. And so people are starting to recognize that. And so that's pretty cool for us. So know that we own both. Yay. All right. I'm gone. I'm out. It's been live. Peace. Blessings.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
Bye.